Okay, let me just mute myself real quick so I don't get some feedback. And when I come back, it'll be good. And when I come back, it'll be good. Okay, I think we're good. I'm just gonna put the YouTube link in the chat just in case whatever I sent earlier was not working. Um, my chat. Okay, so welcome to Grand Circus graduation night, everyone. We are here to celebrate our after hours October cohort who have spent the last 6 months with us earning their full stack certificates in either C# with Java or JavaScript. We have a lot to get through tonight, 26 students in 8 groups. So here we go. This is our run of show for the evening. First up, we will hear some love from the community. We've got some Grand Circus staff and some alumni who are here to wish you well as you embark on this exciting new path in your life. And then we will turn it over to our instructors for superlative awards. Back in the day, you got a paper plate. Today, you will get a slide. These are awards that your instructors have chosen for you. And then finally, we will turn it over to our students for final project demos. Excuse me. If you don't know much about final project demos, our students are put in groups, and then in very short order, they have to come up with an idea collaboratively, pitch it to a panel, and then build what they pitched in the weeks that follow. So we have 8 groups presenting tonight. Our students never cease to amaze us, and their projects are always pretty impressive. So it should be pretty exciting tonight. So I will now shut up and hand it over to someone else. I don't know if Brian is here yet, but I do know Elizabeth is here. If either one of you could go first, but we should have our director of alumni support and our director of learning here to wish everyone well tonight.
Hey, thanks, Billy. I am here.
Oh, good.
Yeah. First of all, my name is Brian Benham. I'm the Director of Learning at Grand Circus. Shortly, you'll hear from Elizabeth, who's the Director of Alumni and Student Support. But I get the privilege, and honestly, this is one of the best times for us because we like to see everybody graduate. But I get the privilege to be the first to officially congratulate you on your graduation. So give yourself a round of applause right now. Um, I, I think I just wanted to leave you with a few words of congratulations and support. You should look back upon your time here, the last 6 months, and really take stock of where you came from and where you are today. I imagine many of you started with little or no programming experience, and now here you are about to present a fully functional app that demonstrates your skill in the languages and the technologies that you chose. So you should feel really proud about this. I think if you remember one of my pro tips at the beginning at the orientation, it was kind of accept the struggle, productive struggle, and that's part of learning. And I'm sure you've struggled a lot in the last 6 months, but I hope you can see that what you're going to present today is actually something to be proud of. And you will continue to struggle, but today is about celebration and taking joy in what you've been able to produce. And I'm really looking forward to these demos because I saw the MVPs and I knew that there was a big potential for this demonstration. So I'm really looking forward to that. Before I hand it over to Elizabeth, I did want to say one other thing, aside from our how proud we are of you here at Grand Circus. Um, I wanted to remind you that your education is really not at an end, it's really at the beginning. Part of becoming a programmer, part of becoming a developer is really continuing to hone your skill. And you're going to continue to do this throughout your career. Um, and please enjoy that piece. All the recommendations we gave you, all the last 6 months that you've gone through, all of that is foundational for your future. So continue to hone your skills, continue to experiment, find new things, find interesting projects. As you're finding a job, find a job that fits you well and just explore and do as much as you can to expand your skill set. You're at the very beginning of a career that can be very rewarding for you. So we're very proud of that and happy for you. So congratulations again on that. And I want to leave you with one last thought as a segue to Elizabeth. Here at Grand Circus, now that you've graduated, you are now officially a member of the circus and you can never leave the circus. So we are always here for you. Elizabeth will talk a little more detail about what that means for us. But again, our heartfelt congratulations and pride are here for you, and I'm really looking forward to the demos. And so I'll hand it over to Elizabeth.
Thanks, Brian. Like Brian said, my name is Elizabeth Eaton. I am the Director of Alumni and Student Support here at Grand Circuit. And I want to say congratulations to all of you from the entire Career Services Department. Shauna is here as well. So I know she feels the same way, that we know that you all put in some blood, sweat, and tears into your resumes, LinkedIn, mock interviews. You've heard from us multiple times, sometimes probably more than you'd ever like to have heard from us. But I know that you all have put in the work, and now is the time to go and find the job or career or any type of work that you have your ambition set upon. And like Brian said, we will be here for you for as long as you need us. After our alumni speaker gives her insights and tips and tricks, I will go over what that all includes for you. So you know exactly what alumni services are and how to utilize that. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and introduce our alumni speaker of the evening. Her name is Maggie, and Maggie graduated from Grand Circus in 2021 in the thick of the COVID pandemic life. So Maggie can speak to all of the changes and ups and downs of what that looks like for us. She left behind a career in biology to jump headfirst into tech. She broke in as a ServiceNow developer, and since then, she has built and managed websites for 2 e-commerce businesses. These days, she is diving back into coding full-time and reconnecting with the platform that started her tech career. She stays involved with Grand Circus because she knows how powerful this pivot can be. And without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Maggie to share a little bit of insight and wisdom on what it's like to be sitting right here where you all are. Maggie?
Yeah, so I will echo both of probably what Elizabeth and Brian said, and first congratulate all of you because I've been there, and yes, it was in the thick of COVID. But really, like, I hope you're realizing how big this moment is, and that you're sitting with that pride that you should have in what you've accomplished today. I remember not too long ago all those long nights, all the bugs, all the doubt, all the fear, and the perseverance that it takes to get here today. And yeah, I left a completely different career behind. I didn't do a ton of coding before then, and now, I code probably give or take on a daily basis. Um, Breaking into service now, Brian is not wrong. I still have to take classes and tests and get certifications to show that I know what I'm doing. So it really isn't the end of something, it's just the beginning. And the job hunt is tough. It is, I will say, cutthroat in some ways out there, but you're the kind of person that the tech world needs. You know how to debug, you know how to collaborate, you know how to problem solve. All the things that you've worked through in the last 6 months is what the tech world needs. And you've already proven that you have the grit and ability to do those things. And when it's not just from, 6 o'clock at night until 10 o'clock at night every evening, it will feel a lot better. I promise. I promise it gets better. You will sleep more. It's great. But if you're ready, like, don't doubt it. Just go head first and celebrate those accomplishments that you have. That first opportunity in tech is coming and it's going to be so worth it. You will be amazed that you haven't taken this leap of faith before. And I mean, take a moment and look back on where you started and how potentially you didn't have any code, and writing that hello world for the first time was like opening a Christmas present, that you actually could do something and get it to work on your computer maybe for once. Um, Keep building, keep learning, of course, and don't be afraid to take up space in the tech world. Even if it's, just a side project, you continue on with what you worked on today, or just mentoring someone else that's going through Grand Circus. I will say that I think it was the second project that I did in the JavaScript boot camp actually got me my job at within ServiceNow ecosphere. So don't be ashamed of the projects that you did, even from day one. It will get you that first tech job. I promise you. Like, that is what I showcased, just like you're going to do tonight, to my potential employer. And I ended up getting the job. So yeah, again, congratulations. This is huge. Take a moment, celebrate. And then, of course, hit the ground running on LinkedIn and connecting with people and networking. And Elizabeth has been great. I've reached out to her multiple times, even just trying to, figure out how to negotiate maybe a raise or find a different job. I still lean on Grand Circus for connections and everything. So, um, great job. So proud of you guys. Can't wait to see the projects. I'm excited to see them and see where you all have taken those projects. And really excited to see where you go. And although the tech space is huge, I am sure I will run by, if not one of you, multiple of you in the future in the tech world. So again, congratulations. And like, I'm so proud of you, even though this is like the first day we have met. So, this is not a small feat, and keep it going. You can do this. You belong in this space now.
Thanks so much, Maggie. Words of wisdom there. I hope you all found some inspiration in that, some real talk. So, oh, Elizabeth has another slide here.
I do. Thank you so much, Maggie. I really appreciate it. We've got one more slide. Oh, Billy, can you throw it up there? Is it up? And I just don't see it.
It should be up. It's switched
Is
on
it
my
up? Oh, okay. I can't see it. That's okay. I know it's on it. So with after you are graduated and become an alumni, you are able to utilize career services for absolutely everything that you were given during boot camp. So that is, you get unlimited resume reviews, unlimited mock interview support, unlimited LinkedIn support, and any other career service support that you may need. Like Maggie made mention too, if, after you find a job, your first job in tech, you work for 6 to 7 months and you're like, you know what, I'm really looking at a new position, or there's an opportunity to get a promotion, or I want to negotiate a contract. That is something that we will all be able to do for you here at Career Services. So if you are looking at a promotion, or there's an opportunity in your company that you want to level up at, please reach out to us. Career service support does not stop once you land your first job in tech. We are here for you. In sometimes the unfateful event that you might get laid off or anything like that, please know that we are able to work with you as well. I work with a bunch of alumni who've been laid off and able to get them positions pretty quickly. So just know that you could always reach out to us via email. Via Slack is always best because it's quick and we're able to help you. But just know that we're here for you. And then we also have a couple different alumni events that can help you if you are interested in working for a specific company, or you've got your eyes on a company. You've all been added to the alumni channel by Shauna, so you will all be able to be in there now. Take a moment, introduce yourself. Now you are able to build those LinkedIn connections There's about 1,000 people in there. So go ahead, ask for LinkedIn. Everybody's looking for a connection. Everyone's looking for a networking support. So go ahead and drop your LinkedIn. Everybody will connect, and you might find out that a fellow GC alumni works at a company that you want to break into, and leverage that GC connection, leverage the community that you have. And we're always here for you. Like Shauna said, we will be reaching out to all of you who are job seeking on Monday. We will give you tomorrow and the weekend to not bother you and ask you all about your career goals. We'll let you relax for a little bit. But just know come Monday morning, we will be reaching out to you to make sure that you are all set, because we don't want you to lose the momentum of what you have all worked so hard for. I will make mention that one thing that we always see at career services, and always something that alumni tell us that, this is what saved them, is continue to code. Do not quit coding. Fingers to keyboard constantly. It is one of the biggest things that we see when alumni go into technical interviewing, is, oh my gosh, I forgot how to do this. Or, oh no, I'm a little bit, it's a little dusty. Don't forget, if you're ever looking for projects to work on or things to work on, go back to pre-work, go back to that first project you did during class. And I always tell students, time yourself. Time yourself for how long it took you to do pre-work the first time. Come back to it and see how fast you can do it again. So just know that always keep practicing, because you're going to need it throughout your career. And with that, I will turn it over to Billy.
Thanks so much, Liz. Also, I will add to that your LMS resources are not going anywhere. All those labs, all those everything that you had worked on, you'll have those for at least 6 months. Your Slack channels aren't going anywhere, so you can still keep in touch with your class. So all of those communication systems will remain in place. Next up, we have some presentation of paper plate awards. It's getting exciting now. So these are superlative awards that your instructors have chosen for each of you based on your performance in class. So first up, we have jump the gun there. Okay, we have David and Ryan from our JavaScript class. Are you guys ready?
Yes, we are. Hey, everybody. Congratulations once again. You guys are going to hear a lot of congratulations today, I think. But yeah, I just wanted to also throw my congratulations into the mix. And yeah, let's go ahead and do these paper plate boards.
Okay.
So, Amanda, you are most dedicated. So congratulations to Amanda for that. Jacqueline, you are most likely to jam while coding. Also the best musical taste, although we haven't seen the rest of the people's musical taste, so I can't quite judge, but definitely saw some good stuff in there. Matthew, you're the problem solver. You're the one who sticks with it and gets things done. It's a great, great attribute, and I was happy to see your development all this way through. Mara, you're the professional stylist. You are well on your way to doing CSS at an incredibly high level. So it's really, really amazing to see. So congratulations. Kevin, you're the API wizard. You're able to work with these APIs and get them integrated into your backend, and it's all really built up over time. And I've really enjoyed seeing your development into doing some pretty advanced stuff at the end there. So yeah, really glad to see what's happened. Jarvis, you're the silent code slayer. I didn't ever have a lot of really in-depth conversations with you, but you always knew exactly what to do and were able to get your code done. So it was just kind of nice. I could just check in and say, "Are you doing okay?" And you'd say, "Yep." And you just go ahead and get the job done. So really proud of you on that. Zishan, you're the class clown because you're the one always cracking jokes at the beginning of class. Yeah, but I'd really like to see your development on the way as well. And yeah, it's really been a great having you around and seeing you glide into this new career. John Daniel, you're Captain Curious because you're the one who was driving the questions in class. I really appreciated that. It gave me a ton to kind of sink my teeth into as an instructor and give you guys a lot of feedback and really bolster your understanding. So thank you so much for that contribution. Devonte, you got Hustle's Hardest. And yeah, just like really liked your effort and always reaching out, trying to get better and constant going in and doing projects to improve. So yeah, that was your dedication was something that I really approved of a lot in the class and was happy to see. And then Leah, you have most improved because you started off late in the class and had to really attend office hours a ton in the beginning there to get up to speed. And it was really kind of impressive to watch you catch up to the rest of the class and get to this point where you're just a great coder at this point. So yeah, I'm really proud of all the work that you've done and all of you have accomplished in this class.
Okay, nice. Let's have a round of applause for our JavaScript class. Thank you, David. Those are very nice. Scott and Roland. Roland, I don't have a headshot for you. I'm sorry about that, but Scott and Roland, are you guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready. First, I want to say same thing. Congratulations to everybody. And all of the advice that you've been given from everyone today is great. I would say the most important one is to keep coding, right? You've learned some great stuff. You're going to forget it quickly if you don't keep it sharp. So yeah, Jeff, just keep coding. So, yep, we're ready to go. Michael is the most improved. Michael struggled quite a bit in the beginning, but yeah, he just kept going, and he's improved greatly over the time. So good job, Michael. Benea, problem solver. Yes, my Mac champion. Anytime something came up with a problem with the Mac computers, Benea's spent time, figured it out, and she was able to help the other Mac users with that same situation. So thank you very much for that, Benea. Saida, the Grit Award. Saida was same thing as Michael in the beginning. It took a little longer to grasp the concepts, but she kept going and she kept studying. And then towards the end, she became a phenomenal developer. Thomas, the Silent Code Slayer. Thomas, I sometimes forgot he was even in the class. He was so quiet, but then he would just spit out this code, this phenomenal code that just surprised even me. Chelsea gets it. Every concept we learned, every new topic that came up, she just seemed to get it. She grasped onto those concepts quickly, and I was impressed. Devapriya, inquisitive coder. Devapriya's constantly asking questions, and they were great questions. And her questions helped the rest of the team. So I hope you keep that inquisitive mindset as you go on, Devapriya, because it will make you a strong developer. Shweta, the unstoppable force. You just ask any, I mean, she could have taught the course if you ask me. I mean, she's a phenomenal coder, wrote phenomenal code. Yeah, so just definitely keep going, Shweta. I see great things for you. Rhea, Captain Positivity, always smiling, always happy, probably the only one that laughed at most of my dad jokes. So I appreciate you greatly. Min, under the radar, very close to Thomas, right? Very quiet, but phenomenal coding. I was always impressed with everything you're able to put out. Rebecca's most collaborative. Every teammate that she has had great things to say about her. She was always helpful. She was always willing to learn, willing to hear other people's opinions. Andrew, keep calm and code on. Andrew really impressed me during the first project. He had a couple big obstacles put in his way, but he just kept going. He did a great job. So good job, Andrew. Oh, good with her epic Zoom background champ. If you ever get a chance, she's got this huge lion picture. Just it takes up like the entire wall. It was always really cool to see. So yeah, she definitely gets the background champ. Daniel hustles harder. Even from the very beginning, Daniel was always the one doing the extra challenges, doing the extra labs, asking for more work, trying new things. He hustles harder than pretty much anyone that I've come across. So great job, Daniel. Taryn. So best coworker. So Taryn's a great person. I'm sure she's a good coworker, but she has the best coworker. Her daughter. Every time her camera was on, her daughter's smiling face was there, cheering us all on. It was very, very cute. And Taj, class mom. Taj was the one that first one in. How's everybody doing? How's everyone doing this? She would reach. A lot of people don't know this, but she would reach out to me after the fact and say some things like, "Hey, I think we need a little more subject on this, or maybe we can work on this." Like she was always watching out for the class, so she's definitely the class mom. Mazen, first to leave the nest. Great job, Mazen. You came in strong. You left strong.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Those were very nice. Congratulations, everyone. You made it. I know you didn't come here for a paper plate. About 15 minutes ago, your full stack certificates of completion should have hit your inboxes. If I misspelled any of your names, I'm sorry about that, Benny. I put your name wrong on the paper plate. Please get at me and I will fix your certificate immediately. But congratulations, everybody. Let's come off mic and give a round of applause to our graduates here. Woo-hoo!
Woo! Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Well, next up is our main event. We have final project demos. So I am going to turn it over to students. They are going to show off their final projects. If anyone has questions or comments, do not be shy in the chat. Students love to hear what you think and especially what you love about their projects. So I determined an order earlier, and we're gonna go back and forth between C# and JavaScript. And our first group up is from C#, and it is Amazing Books. Amazing Books, are you all ready?
Hi, everyone. Hope you're able to hear us and able to see my screen. So me and my team, Devi Priya and Olga, we are excited to introduce you to Amazing Books, an e-commerce website we built with book lovers in mind. And our goal was to create a user-friendly website where users can browse, discover, and buy books. So what's amazing about our website is we have this feature called Request a Book, where if you are unable to find a book on our website, you can request for it, and our team will get that book for you and send a notification once we procure that book. So we have many features, so I'll take you through each feature one by one. So first is homepage. On our homepage, a user will be able to see all the books we have. They can browse, and if they like something, they can select that book and see the details. Also, if they are looking for for a book and either they want to search by author or name, they can do that. For example, I'm looking book by author name and I found it. I can see the details and I can add it to cart. But to buy the books, user will have to sign up on our website. And if they have already signed up, they'll have to log in. So let me log in. So once log in, you can select the book you want to buy. And once you are done shopping, you can go to the cart and see the details. Here, it will display the items you have selected. And if you have previously added addresses, it will be displayed here. Or if you want to add a new address, you can select add address and enter details. Here I'm adding the address. Are validating the address as well before adding to the database. So if there is any mistake, it will correct it. For example, here I have misspelled the name of the city. Our address validation API has corrected it. Then I can confirm the address and it will appear here. Then I can select the address I want to send this shipment to and check out. So on checkout screen, user will be presented with the bill and the address it's gonna ship to. And user will have two choices to make the payment. Either they can pay later or pay now. Pay later is when user receives the shipment, they can pay with cash on delivery. Or if they choose to pay now, they'll be redirected to a third-party website, Stripe, to make the payment. So here, I'll just give the email ID, enter the card details. Make the payment. Once the payment is made, the order will be placed and user can see the order details here. It will show the receipt, the payment method, payment status, and the address where it is going to. Once the order is placed, user will receive an email. That the order has been placed with the receipt, order number, the date it was placed on, and the address it has been shipped to. Coming back to this page, we have this order history where all the past orders will be displayed and user can select any order and see the details. And if they want to cancel an order which has just been placed, they can cancel it. Only the order which are in status placed can be canceled. Otherwise, they won't be. This button will be disabled. Here they can browse an order by order number. For example, I'm looking for order number 66. So here it is. I can go browse the detail. Now, Devi Priya will take you through the request a book feature. Devi Priya, over to you.
I think you're still muted.
Okay. Mute.
Yes. Yeah. On our website, we have introduced a special functionality called Request a Book to make sure our users never leave empty-handed. How it works, if a user can't find a book they are looking for on our website, they can easily request it. They simply search the book by title or author, and a list of similar or related books appears. Then the user can choose the book on which they want to request. Then user can also able to see all requested book list made by them. And when an admin logs in, so yeah, we need to log in as an admin. So admin has the ability to procure the book. So he can view a list of all requested books. For each request, the admin can choose to either procure the book or cancel the request if it's not possible to fulfill. If the book is procured, it becomes available on the website. So the user is notified via email. Yeah. So Once notified, the user can visit the website and purchase the newly available book, just like any other listings. Yeah, this is about all the features in our website. So now you are welcome to order books from our website. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amazing Books, getting us off to a great start. Full e-commerce site with shipping. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we are going to head to JavaScript for What's the Move?
Good evening, everyone. Me and my group created the web app What's the Move, which is a group planning app designed to help friends figure out what to do for the evening quickly and easily. The app delivers curated suggestions like local events or fun spots to check out, all powered by public APIs such as SERP API and Mapbox for rich location-based results and interactive maps. Our project was built with React, backed by Firebase for authentication and MongoDB for database storage. Our app provides fast and responsive experiences across all devices. Our current version allows for users to explore activity suggestions based on location preferences, with our future updates to include room-based group access, live voting, and idea sharing for laying the foundation for collaborative planning through a clean UI. And I'll hand it off to Kevin for a more in-depth demonstration.
Great. Thank you, Devante. So as you saw, we launched at our login screen. We're currently live on the internet, so it's available out there. As far as our events information, what's driving it, I do like APIs, and we're using the SERP API here, pulling the details that we need for the events. One thing I did want to point out, this particular API SERP does have a limit of 100 per month, and we don't want to burn our limit during development stage. So we discovered a feature where we could cache the events upon load. And so this helped us greatly as we were constantly revisiting things. And I numerous times saw the console log pop up about how we're getting events from our SERP API. But other times, letting us know if it was coming from directly from the cache. And so that was definitely a saver for us, not burning that total amount. As far as we also have another API, and I want to pass off to Jarvis here. Oh, before I do that, we do have, as we take it down to the mobile version, we change our colors on here. But I want to pass off to Jarvis to talk about our other API, which ties into mapping. Jarvis?
So the other API we used was Mapbox AI API. We used it to get a general area of where each event is to give users a more clear idea of how far away they would have to travel to make it to these events. We also were looking into using geocode to give the exact location of each event based off of addresses, using Mapbox API's geocode API to convert addresses into longitude and latitude values. From here, I'll pass it to Jacqueline to talk more about our event location, our create event process.
So with our app, we have the ability to have not only the events pulled in from the SERP API, but also create local events. So if a group wants to make something that's not already included in that SERP API pull, then they can just make their event here. So they'll add their title for the event, the date, the location, a little bit about what the event's about, and then an image and any other event information they might need, and then they'll just save that event to the MongoDB. And that's our app, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Thanks so much. What's the move? our first JavaScript project. Let's head back to C# for Hello Interview. I have a feeling our career services folks are gonna love this one.
So Hello Interview is our group. It's me, Taryn Milliner, Benia, and Min. We are all Apple devs. Okay. And then so we're all using the MacBook, and our app, Hello Interview, is a play on Hello World, which is kind of like the first thing that we all were introduced to in coding. With this, it is a smart interview prep application where we allow the user to enter in the job title, a company and job description, and it will generate interview questions. I am going to let Benia and go ahead and demonstrate how that would work. So here she's navigating to a job and copying and pasting in the job title. And same thing for the company and the job description as well. And then she'll press the generate interview questions, and then she can explain also what's happening next. So this is the history of all the inquiries that were generated previously. And then, yeah, if she clicks she made it, there you go. You can type in the answer there to help you answer the interview question. I'm not sure if you guys can hear Benia speaking, but the AI also, that's what I thought. AI, she was speaking, but we can't hear her. That's okay. The AI feedback is there once you type in the answer, and it'll give you feedback based on your response. And it shows a timestamp where you submitted as well in your history. So you can see the question, your answer, and when you did that, and you can continue to like generate more questions. I mean, you can generate more interview questions to practice from, and then you can always go back to your history to see those questions and to answer them again. And then once you submit it, where it says questions, that's where it will first populate. We use the it's okay to me. Min, did you want to speak on the API that we use?
I think we pretty much cover everything.
Okay, we did not discuss what the API was that we used. Would you like to discuss that part?
I'm okay.
Okay, so we used ChatGPT, OpenAI, to help us generate the questions. So that's what we used, and we also created our own API. Thank you, thank you.
Very useful project there. Next up, we have Pantry Pal from C#, another C# project.
All right. All right. So, how often do you find yourself buying groceries only to forget what's already in your pantry? Ever have food expire before you can use it? I thought so. Food waste is a massive problem in the US and is estimated at 30 to 40% of the entire food supply. The average American family loses an average of $1,500 a year in wasted food. So, what's the solution? We created Pantry Pal, a digital pantry tracker designed to help you keep track of what's in your pantry, cut down on food waste, save money, and whip up tasty meals with the ingredients you already have. Whether you're meal planning, budgeting, or just tired of throwing away forgotten groceries, Pantry Pal has you covered. Each member of our team has a relationship with food, either through healthcare, food service, or both. This idea allowed our team to merge each of our experiences and expertise in food and nutrition with our newly acquired skills in software development. Let's talk tech stack. We've got front end Angular, back end ASP.NET Core Web API, database SQL Server with Entity Framework Core, deployment via Azure. We also used our external APIs were the Spoonacular API and Edamog, both food related, obviously. I'm going to hand it off to our next group member, Daniel, I believe, or is it Rebecca?
It's me. Thanks, Andy. So starting off, this is the first page you're going to see when you first come to the application. You either have the option to log in or register for a new account. If you are registering, it's just going to ask for a username, email, and password. And yeah, and if you already have an account, you can go back to login. And this is where we implemented our authentication. So when you do type in your information, it's all checked against what's stored. And that takes you to our dashboard, which you're greeted with a welcome message as well as today's date. Beneath that, you have our pantry summary, and that's just a quick display of the total number of items that you have in your pantry. Beneath that is the expiring soon section. This shows how many items are expiring in the next 3 days, which can help users to prioritize what they should be looking to use first. And then on the bottom, you'll see there's a section for your food waste stats. And we'll go into the pantry thing after the pantry management afterwards, but you can see the total items wasted and used. And that is something that you can start filling with data as you use up pantry items. And there's also a progress tracking bar right there. If you want to go to the pantry. So in our application, managing pantry items is pretty simple. Users can add new items, and all of the buttons that you're seeing have modals once you click on them, and they can either add multiple pantry items or a single pantry item, as well as delete if they would like to. When deleting, we had a thoughtful touch, and this is where the stat tracking comes in. And so when you click delete, it'll ask if you've used the item or wasted the item. And depending on what you click, that will be what contributes to your stats that you see on the dashboard. And I guess finally, for the pantry navigation, we included a search bar. So users can quickly, if you have like a lot of pantry items, it'll allow users to quickly find the specific ingredients to try to check if they have everything they want for a recipe. And then also you can see those badges that basically tell a user when items are expiring with their different little animations. And next, I'm going to hand it off to Rebecca.
I'm going to talk about the recipe search page first. So on this page, you'll see that we have a search bar. This is where the user can search for specific recipes, either by title or just specific ingredients, and it will populate all of those recipes. These recipes are pulled from our Edamame API. And you'll see that with each result, we have a preview image of the recipe, a link to the recipe, which includes all of the details and the instructions, and an add to favorites button as well. So if a user cooked a recipe that they really liked and they want to save it for later use, you can simply just add it as a favorite. And then moving on to our recommended recipes page. So when we navigate to that page, you'll see that recipes are already populated. These recipes are grabbed from our other API called Spoonacular. The reason that they are pre-populated is because they are populated based off of what is currently in the user's pantry. And very similar to recipe search, we have, the ability to view the recipe, take us to the link, and add to favorites as well. If you scroll up just a little, the real star of the show is that button, the expiring soon picks button. Essentially what that does is it will reorder the recipes so that recipes that include the soon to expire ingredients will be pulled to the front. So that is really one of the key features that helps with the hope to reduce food waste, which of course is pretty much the main goal of our application. And then lastly, our favorites component, which is just where all of the favorite recipes live. So very similar layout. We can view the recipe link and also remove recipes if desired. But that's essentially it. Thanks, everyone.
Very cool. Thank you, Pantry Pal. What do we got next? Is it Commit to Fit? Love that name.
All right, guys. Hey, everyone. My name's Leah, and I've had the pleasure of working alongside Amanda and Zishan for our final project. We came up with the idea for a fitness app, which we built with React and CSS, and then we deployed with Firebase. We wanted to create something that helped users stay accountable and motivated while keeping the interface simple and easy to navigate. After some brainstorming, we identified the key features that we wanted to include, the ability to personalize your workout plan, progress tracking, and building motivation. We were able to harness each of our strengths in each key area, and I think that really reflects in the app's development, design, and feature integration. As a group, we really excelled in keeping our communication open and super supportive, and this really helped us navigate the struggles that we faced as we applied all the technical skills we've learned thus far, and allowed us to build something that I think I can confidently say we're all really proud of. And now I'm going to hand it over to Amanda, and she's going to walk you through the flow of our fitness app, Commit to Fit.
Hi guys, so I'll talk you through the user story. So when a user first visits the app, you're going to get this welcome page. Welcome to Commit to Fit, ready to kick off your fitness journey in a new way. Let's get started. So we give folks the option to log in if they're a returning user, and if it's a first-time user, you can create an account. So we're going to go through this as a first-time user, and let's just do an email. We'll do albus at dumbbelldoor.com and password. As long as it is more than 6 characters, we should be fine to log in. Otherwise, it'll display an alert for you that your sign up has failed. But we should be good here. Cool. Create an account. Oh, thank you. All right. So second you log in or create an account, it should direct you to the first page of your initial intake form, where we gather data on every user, and we're able to store that in their user profile, which we'll show you later. So we'll start with the name. What should we call you? Let's call me Albus. And we have this cool interactive, user-friendly backward and forward arrows that users can use to navigate through the forms. So let's say his birthday is January 1st, 1989. He looks terrible for, what is it, 34? Okay, next, how do you identify? Let's say Albus identifies as male, but we made sure to include other options. If you click ahead, let's enter your weight. Let's say Albus is about 155. And we're going to move forward. What brings you here? So this was kind of a fun, more relatable question, something to just kind of give more of the user-friendly feel. Our options are, I want to build a routine with intention, not pressure. I'm not sure where to begin, but I'm ready to feel stronger and move more. Or not trying to be an athlete, just want to keep up with life and stairs. So we gave some variety in the tones that we were using there, but nevertheless tried to make it really engaging. Let's just pick one of these. Let's just say I'm not sure where to begin and move forward. And now we're at the goals page. By the way, just to demonstrate, this back end arrow will take you to the previous page of the form with your answer locally saved. Another one, the goals form, what goals speak to you? And there's no limit, so users can select as many goals as they like, which often is the case with fitness. So we'll say Albus wants to bulk a bit. Let's say he wants muscle gain, strength training, and let's do cardiovascular endurance. So we've got those selected. We're going to go ahead and submit our results. All right. This will direct the user to the dashboard with the little home icon in the nav bar footer. And this dashboard is for new users without a populated workout yet, because we haven't built one yet. But it's still filled with some cool inspirational messaging. You've already made the decision to start, and that's what matters. Click here to start building your own workout routine. So we're going to follow the instructions. And this will take us to our really cool muscle selector page. We have this awesome muscular SVG that's super interactive for the users. As I hover over muscle groups, it will show me what I'm looking at. So let's pick a couple muscle groups for Albus. Let's say biceps. Let's say he wants to buff up those pecs, and let's say calves. Why not? And what's going to happen is every time you select a muscle group, it will show here as your selected options. So now let's submit and see what happens. We get this cool loading animation, and boom, here you get a list of workout cards. So all these exercises that come to display on this page are exercises that correspond to the target muscles that you indicated interest in. There is a plethora of exercises in the external database that we used, Xyla. So for the sake of user experience, we limited it to about 8 exercises per muscle to display at a time. And that way users just get to kind of scroll through without being too overwhelmed by the decisions. And let's try adding some exercises. Let's do a barbell bench press. Let's do one of these, one of those. And why not? Let's do these two. Okay, so we're going to scroll back to the top. And what happens every time we click the add exercise button, it populates in this really cool exercise cart. What if you get really excited and you pick a bunch of workouts and you're like, oh no, I can't possibly do 7 exercises a day. Let's just delete before you commit those. Commit. And you also have the option to clear all from the cart. Now we're going to try to save these exercises to our workout plan. And this will take you to your workout page, indicated by this little dumbbell icon in the navbar footer. So your workout page is a really cool place. We essentially had the intention where this would be the page of the app that users have open when they're at the gym getting their workout. So you've got your exercises for reference. You have this cool moving GIF that shows you the exact form to use. Again, your targets, the equipment that's required. And then what's new here, now that you've selected the workout and that button is missing, now instead what we have displayed are video URLs. So if you click this, it'll take you to an external link that actually shows demonstrations of how to do those specific workouts, just to make sure your form is on point, you're getting the most gains. Another cool feature of this are the sets and reps. So we have these defaulted to 4 and 12, just in case users maybe are first time, in their fitness journey, and they want a little bit of guidance there, we've done a pretty standard set, but users have the option to change this up should they like, based on their own preferences. And if you refresh the page, these will save locally to that user's specific profile. Now, as you move through these exercises and you complete them one by one, you have the option to select them and mark them as complete, and they blur out so that you know which ones are finished. Let's select a couple, and let's say Albus is sweating it out and he's like, okay, I want to take a break. Let's take a look and see where I'm at with my progress. And sorry, guys, your videos are, oh, there we go. Sweet. And if we re-navigate to the dashboard, it shows us a progress bar with, now your workout plan does populate your dashboard. So we get to see that full layout. Everything that was marked complete on the previous page still reflects here, and you get your full percentile of progress. We included some cool customizable inspirational messages based on how far you are in your progress. At this point, Albus is about 60%. So it says you're halfway there and already looking full stacked. But that message changes depending on what your progress score is. An additional feature of this that I would just want to show off is that you do have the option to remove exercises. Let's say you think you can handle all of this and you're at the gym a couple days and this just seems like too much. You can always click the little trash can icon and it removes it, and your progress updates based on the new proportion of completed to incomplete workouts. And then you can also toggle this just in case that was a mistake. And then one more thing I want to show you is the personal profile. So this is all the information that the user filled out during the intake form. That information is accessible through their personal profile. So anytime they want to take a look, they're welcome to do that. Final thing before I pass this off is when you go back to the welcome screen, notice I haven't actually logged out as Albus yet. So if I'm starting off at the welcome screen and I still want to access any of these protected routes, I do have that access. However, if I log this user out and I try to click any of these protected routes, I do not have access anymore. So that's the user run through of the app. I'm going to turn this over to Zishan, who's going to talk about some really cool aspects of the code that he was working on, and I'll get that pulled up for him.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Z. Thank you guys for being here to view our presentation. When it comes to Commit to Fit, I'm going to go over the code that we worked on for our muscle selection experience. This includes the SVG muscle selector, the API connection to fetch our exercises, and also the logic that we implemented for displaying those exercises once you click Submit Selection. So one of the main features was that we integrated was an interactive SVG muscle selector. And I do want to give a shout out to David for giving us an example of a SVG with body parts to get us going with that. But yeah, that's the visual body where the user can click on specific muscles, pick their workout focus. And we use an SVG so we could have full control over each muscle group. And we made it match our app screen theme by styling the paths directly. And then we were able to import that SVG as a string and then rendered it into our page. And that let us dynamically interact with the SVG elements using DOM methods. So each of the SVG has a G tag in it that has an ID for each muscle name. So when you click on a muscle, it triggers a function that either selects or deselects that specific muscle. And then we also added a feature where if you hover over a specific muscle, it shows the name in a floating tooltip, which was kind of cool. And this helps users with things like accessibility, but also makes our experience a little bit more intuitive. And then once you picked your muscle groups, clicking submit selection calls an API from the API that we use, which is Zylo Labs. And that API returns exercises based on the targeted muscles that the user selects. And for every selected muscle, we call in our backend, which then queries the API to get exercises. We also added some filter methods to basically limit the amount of exercises that we're returning. We did 8 just to kind of keep it a little bit more manageable. And then to make our API requests feel a little bit more smooth, we were able to add a loading animation. We found that on Lottie files and imported Lottie files. So while the exercises are fetching, a treadmill animation place let the users know that their exercises are loading. And then lastly, after selecting the exercise, you can add them to your cart and then hit the save the workout plan. This sends your custom workout to our backend, which stores it in the database under your account. So yeah, this is overall what we worked on when it came to building the entire muscle selection experience, from the visual interactivity to the API integration and the loading behavior that you guys see. We felt like this part of the app was very helpful and personalizes workouts in a smooth and visual way. I'm going to pass it over to Leah so she can go over our front end process for Commit to Fit.
So one of the key features I worked on that I wanted to discuss was the intake form flow. So the portion when users were inputting their information, like their name, age, and fitness goals when they sign up. We wanted the data to be accessible across multiple pages without having to pass down the props manually. So I set up a context provider using React Context API to manage the global state. I created an intake form context, which stored the user's data input using useState and wrapped the context provider around our routes in app.tsx. So it would be easily accessible and easy to update throughout the app. It helped keep our components clean, and it made it really easy to sync the data to the backend. And then from a design perspective, we wanted the intake experience to feel smooth, like a multi-step onboarding process. So that's kind of why we had like the one question per page. And then to make it feel approachable, user-friendly, and intuitive, we established the consistent visual theme across the app, as well as the simple navigation buttons and the accent colors to highlight the key features on each page. And then last but not least, I'm going to pass it back over to Amanda to talk a little bit about our backend features.
Thank you, guys. So I'll touch on a couple of quick things. Just the work on the dashboard progress bar, and then the use of authentication and protected routes. So one of the goals for the user was to self-track their progress each day and to be able to manage their workout completion on their own personal workout page and have that also reflect on the personal dashboard. We wanted the user's progress to save locally, but to also refresh every new day. So we essentially utilize the same logic in both the dashboard and the view workout components. And what we did was we saved a completed key that would correspond to each completed workout by user ID, and then a date key that would save to local storage on the saved date. And then each day that a given value of today's date was saved, and anytime that it wasn't equal to the saved date, that is when it would remove any of the completed keys, and the set completed workout state would reset to the default of an empty array. So anytime a user revisits the app the next day, any workouts they marked as complete the day before are now incomplete, and so they get to start a fresh a new day. So that was a whole lot of fun. And then I'll quickly mention just the circular progress bar that we installed from the React Circular Progress Bar library. That was a really cool function we were excited about. And I'll quickly touch on authentication. So essentially, through the use of front-end services like auth context, auth provider, and then an auth services function, as well as backend logic like authorization middleware and secrets functionality, we've essentially ensured that when the user logs in, the server will check the secrets in order to ensure that they're a valid user, and then they'll assign the user a unique token, which is checked anytime they want to visit a protected route. And so we made any page that wasn't the login or the sign up or the welcome page a protected route, which is why you see only users have that kind of access. So that's our presentation. Stay fit, stay committed, stay motivated, commit to fit.
Thank you, team. Commit to Fit. I'm feeling more swole than I was when we started that demo. Seriously, blast that all over the internet. You need to get as many eyes as you can on that project. That is super, super cool. You all really, dove into that. So very impressive. Okay, next up, we got Team Yu-Gi-Oh from C Sharp. You all ready?
Hello, everybody. Um, uh, my name is Michael. I am on a team with Thomas and Chelsea. We are having a little bit of technical difficulties getting the front end up, but I will throw up my code anyways, just so everyone can see. Okay, can everybody see?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So first of all, I'm going to take you guys on a little bit quick introduction and then a little bit of a hypothetical. So this introduction, I'm going to take you back 26 years into the past to 1999. Some of us were kids. Some of us weren't even born yet. Some of us were programming at the start of the millennium. At this time, Google was only 2 years old. DVD players were starting to phase out VHS tapes. SpongeBob was just aired on Nickelodeon, and the Matrix movie made everyone question their own reality. At this time, in 1999, one of the biggest fads was trading card games. Not talking about Pokemon, now we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Now for the hypothetical. If you want to imagine, the year is 1999, you're a child on the playground. You are sitting, minding your own business, playing on your old-fashioned Game Boy that's wired on a ton of batteries. Then suddenly, the school bully approaches you and challenges you to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel with his Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. What are you going to do? Little does he know that you have the 5 best cards in the game. You have the forbidden one. You have Exodia. Now I'm going to explain a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Has 3 categories of different cards. We're going to nerd off a little bit on you and kind of show off my cards a little bit, if you can see. These categories are monsters or summons. You have spell cards, and then you have trap cards. In our app, we have a couple things going on, and so I'm going to dive a little bit further into this multi-layered, beautiful chocolate cake that we're going to get into. Over here, we have our entities. And in our entities, we have our owned cards. This app is a app that makes you draw Exodia as quickly as possible, so you can win the game as quickly as possible. So you can put that bully in his place and show off to the whole school that you have the rarest cards at the time. They're not that rare right now, and they're actually pretty cheap. In our app, we have owned cards, starter pack, and user. Unfortunately, we don't have the front end going right now, but I'm gonna try my best to explain it. In this app, we have it's a build your own deck, and it's you can see what cards that you have in your deck. You could build it by choosing how many cards that you want to buy, choosing how many cards you want to get, how many cards you have, and it also teaches you how to play, which is phenomenal. I didn't have the luxury of Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the day, so I'm still learning as a novice myself. So that's fantastic. That's we've implemented the how to play feature. I'm going to try to show you it. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit carried away here with my words, so I'm trying to show everything what we have. We have, yeah, like I said, the starter pack, own cards, user cards, app settings, and the program itself. I'm already showing it. Yeah. And then we have the API, and over here we have the SQL servers as well. A little bummed out that we can't not get the front end going right now, but that's kind of been the theme of our group. We've just had technical difficulties with everything going on, and we tried our best. So I'm actually going to pass the baton over to Thomas, and hopefully you can explain a little bit more.
Sure.
So I wasn't responsible for the back end, but with the front end aspect of things, I was able to integrate a few major components. We wanted to have the cards that we owned. We wanted to display starter packs. We wanted to offer like a how to play tutorial as well in our sections. But within that mindset, we had to utilize several different APIs. One directly from a public domain that was utilizing are the cards that we were given, guide API service tag, as well as a YTGC service tag for the Angular project to work. We needed to also define a data structure for the cards to get passed between the front end and back end. Essentially, the Angular front end interfaced with the .NET Core backend to create a full stack Yu-Gi-Oh card tracking and education platform. We experienced a few integration bugs initially, especially with HTTP service routing and CRS policies, but resolved those by properly configuring the back headers as well as HTTP client services. Ultimately, the app was supposed to allow users to view the card inventory, browse starter packs, and read the game rules within Yu-Gi-Oh! So essentially having like 40 cards, not less than that, the amount of points you can get at the beginning, and a few other major specifics that were in the Angular app itself. And then we wanted to have it run off like a component-based UI with Angular, because that was the only way we could have got this to work with the backend. So I could pass this on to Chelsea if she'd like to display or essentially describe the UI as well as the backend as well.
I'm here. Sorry, give me just a second. All right, sorry, my headphones died. Could you repeat the question, please, Thomas, or repeat what you just passed off to me?
Chelsea, if you just want to explain what you just what you did in the back end part of it, and
Oh, of course.
just go a little bit in detail for it.
So we have so this is our API. Our API is taking in three major entities. It is saving the starter pack, which is going to be made up of the 40 cards that is recommended for our Exodia Rush Guide, our own cards, which is basically an API that's taking like a true or false value for whether or not the user owns said card. It's going to take in the specific card, the user ID. And it'll say yeah, true or false to say if they own it or not. And then it's just simple user login. It's not much, honestly. They log in, they can see what cards they have saved. The API and the SQL are deployed to they're deployed to Azure. Yeah, that's about it for the API, honestly. We are using a third-party API called YTCG API. It's what's giving us all of our card information regarding the card name, the ID of the card, the images for the card stat information, the card description, all of that. And that's about it for the backend.
Alrighty, I guess that's about it. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it.
Thank you to our Yu-Gi-Oh team. It wouldn't be a graduation if we didn't have some form of technical difficulties. If you do get your visuals up before graduation's over, you can jump in and share that, and we'd be happy to take a look. But in the meantime, let's move on to Book Loop from JavaScript.
Hello, everyone. This is Book Club. My name is John Daniel, and I had the pleasure to work alongside with Matthew and Mara to build Book Club. Let me start with a little truth that we've all heard and maybe even repeated ourselves. Books are never thrown away. Sounds noble, right? Like every book is a sacred. But let's be honest, books do get ignored. We buy them with best intentions, we line them up on our shelves, and we even take them on vacations where they spend 7 restful days untouched, sunbathing in our suitcase. Book Club was born from a simple observation. So many people are holding on to books they've already finished or even never started, while others are searching for those exact same titles. Book Club is a community powered platform that makes book swapping easy, local, and fun. Just list a book, find one you want, and trade with the fellow leaders nearby. Because stories aren't meant to collect dust, they're meant to connect us. To tell you more about Book Club, I'd like to hand it off to Mara.
Thanks, John Daniel. So, Book Loop is a full stack React application featuring a responsive front end and RESTful API integration. It is mobile first, so it looks good on any screen size and it's fully usable on any screen size. To get started, you can create an account, the username in your city, which is where you're going to be swapping in, an email, and a password, and you create your account. This is your profile page, so it's sort of like a dashboard that you're going to be using. You can access messages or list books. To get started, we can list a book. An important book in this class is Cracking the Coding Interview. And that's one that I have. And let's say I've already read it and I want to swap with somebody in my neighborhood who also is interested in coding. In the description, you can write a brief description of the quality of your book and any other important information that another swapper might need to know. My book is like new, great condition, good for those interested in coding. And you can submit your book and it shows up on your profile page. Now you can look in your city for other swappers who are interested in swapping some of their books. You can see there are a few swappers available here in New York. And there's a book that I'm really interested in, which is The Secret Life of Bats. I love bats. And so I would like to message this swapper to see if they're interested in swapping for one of my books. Hey, I like bats. Sent. The message is sent successfully. We can go back to our profile and we can see that we sent our message. And then in a second, we might be able to get a message sent back to us. So Mo is definitely interested in our book. He wants to learn more about coding and he would like to meet up in Brooklyn to swap. We can reply to him. Yeah, let's meet at Coffee Town in Crown Heights. And the message is sent. We can see that in our sent messages in our inbox. Bookloop makes it very easy to connect with your community, to make friends in your neighborhood, and find other book lovers, to maybe even find a collectible or a book that's in mint condition, and really get to know the people in your own neighborhood. And now I'm going to send it off to Matthew to talk about some of the challenges that we had and how we got over them, and some of the future integrations we might make into this app.
Thank you. Thank you, Mara. One of our biggest challenges when developing for Bookloop was definitely trying to figure out how we were going to integrate our Google Maps API to allow the user to basically import their location through their city and state and allow that to locally find where users will be hosting their traded books with. So we basically used our Google Maps API in order to locally find where you were based on your city, and then other users in the area use that same location in order to interact in that space, because we want to encourage the users to meet up in person within their local community to trade books. So we also want people to get active in this as well. Don't be digital. But some future aspects that we really want to employ is to allow the user to upload an image of their book, so the user can have that visual aspect, see what the book looks like, maybe confirm or deny before meeting the user if the quality of the book is up to par. But yeah, and we definitely want user ratings so users can rate their experience with other users, so we can then use that feedback to improve our user experience overall when it comes to trading for more community engagement, because that's what's really important for all of us when it came to making Book Loop. We wanted to keep people connected and engaged with books specifically.
Thank you, Book Loop. Let's hear it for Book Loop. Very nice project there, and I love projects that students want to work on after boot camp is over. You can do that, you know. Last but not least, we have CareHive. CareHive, are you all ready?
Yes, thank you. Congratulations, everyone, for completing your boot camp, and myself also. I'm congratulating myself. So, myself, Taj, Saida, and Raya, we created a CareHive, our doctor's appointment app. So, managing doctor appointments often involves everyday frustration, long waits, confusing booking system, and scheduling conflicts. These challenges affect both patients and medical professionals alike. That's where our CareHive come into picture. Now, handing over to Saida. I'm sharing my screen, sorry.
Thank you, Taj. Okay, we can see it now. So this is CareHive. CareHive's a user-friendly platform, and we created it to streamline appointment scheduling, both for patients, for physicians and providers, and for administrators. It has a very intuitive, easy to use interface, but we do have a lot of features. CareHive is here to bridge communication gaps and simplify schedule management for everyone involved.
Yeah, I will start. Like, if you want to log in, first you have to give the login ID and password for patient, for doctors, for admin also. If you don't have a user account, we can sign up for that. Or if you have a login account, we can log in. When you log in, I'm logging as a patient, so it will show the patient portal. So in patient portal, you can see the doctors, like, so whatever doctors are available at that time, or the specialist also given. And if you want to check their profile, you can click it, it will go and they can see like what age group they are seeing it, gender, languages, which languages they can talk, and the way from where they did their medical school, and we can go back. We can see the schedule. For example, I want to check some particular doctor. I can check her schedule. She's available for these days. And if I want to book an appointment, I can book, or if I want to see the appointment, I can see. Like coming appointment, I have an appointment with Dr. Emily and on this day, and next appointment with the other day, and I'm having some different doctor's appointments on different days. I can even book the appointment. I can do that. Suppose I have checked her schedule. I want to make an appointment for, let's say, 22nd of May. I will book the time, maybe 10, because she's available from 8 o'clock or 10:30, whatever. First, I will have it pending. Then if I submit my appointment, if I check my appointment, it will come over there. Just now I made the appointment. It came on May, this thing over here. And now if I want, I can see my medical history with doctor name is written over here, whatever the content information of mine, it will come. And conditions will be shown here, medications and, like allergies and all those things. And if I want, I can download my medical history. I can save it. So, and notifications, I can see when the flu shots reminder I will get, and I can get the appointment reminder. I can confirm or reschedule also. All those things are available. Now I'm handing over to Saida. She will log in as doctor.
Okay, so here she is logging me in as a provider, and providers on CareHive are able to, basically optimize their time management and make sure they don't miss any appointments with patients. Just access this centralized dashboard and view their daily schedule, search for appointments, check all my patients, and then if she types my name in here, I'll be able to see my schedule, openings. I guess not a lot of people have booked with me. Again, I can check my patient's medical history quickly and print it out just like my patient can. And then most importantly, if the doctor or I want to give a referral, I can just search for any specialties in any city in the area and give a referral. Okay, and lastly, there's also notifications. Okay, and I'm gonna hand that over to Rhea to explain the last part.
Hi, I'm Rhea, and she logged me in as admin. For admin, it's makes the jobs easier for, like, for example, front desk receptionists to manage day-to-day operations, like with the tools. We can add providers to the schedule if we wanted to, like, add providers to the website that patients can book with. We could also, like, update their schedules so we can get the right availability so patients could book with them. And we could also book appointments for patients and also search for specialists when needed. Yep. And then for admin, we also could check the schedule, book appointments, and then notifications.
and external sections. Thank you, Rhea. So CareHive, doctor's appointment app utilizes latest technologies to deliver a secure experience. Here, how each element contributes to crafting user-friendly and efficient application. Like I will show you. This is the SQL server to handle patient records, appointment details, etc. In .NET Core, we are using at the backend for APIs that manage data requests and Angular 19 in the front end to allow patients to book appointment and navigate the app with ease. We have added innovative features such as asynchronous programming to ensure seamless performance, secure password hashing with SHA 256 to protect sensitive user information, and Angular directives, that is NGF and NGForm, for to dynamically update the UI. Additionally, in the app we designed, we implemented role-based functionality to enhance the usability while maintaining data security. We also added a search link to collaborate and facilitate with specialists from different hospitals. We understand the frustration of traditional appointment management. That's why we have created system design to save time, minimize scheduling error, and prioritize the security, and while offering seamless user experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, CareHive, making our appointments easy. Thank you, everyone. All of your demos were awesome. It was really great to see you follow through on final projects, and it was a really impressive night. We are not going anywhere. Like I said, all of your communication channels will remain intact, so you can keep in touch with each other, but go out there and do some amazing things. Congrats, everybody. Good night.